Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Imagine with Keira podcast. Today, we'll be interviewing someone who's been an idol of mine for most of my life now. Her name is London Hibbs, and she is a former Miss America's Outstanding Teen. I am just beside myself that I even get to talk with her today, and I cannot wait to know a little bit more about her story and to share it with all of you. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Imagine with Keira podcast. Today, we are joined by a very special guest, someone that I've looked up to since I was very young, and I'm so excited to have her here. So, I'd love to have her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is London Hibbs, and I was Miss America's Outstanding Teen in 2018, and it's such a huge honor to be here.
Thank you so much. So, to hop right on into it, I would love to hear what your journey was like in the Miss America opportunity, where it started. Just kind of take us through your unique view of this organization.
Absolutely. So, what first drew me to the Miss America opportunity was the community service aspect. I'm from a really small town in East Texas, and one of the things that I was doing with my free time, being online schooled at the time, was performing as a princess at children's birthday parties and events in the town. And one day, my mom and I came up with the idea that we should go to the hospital and see if there were any children in there that might want a surprise visit from Elsa. And of course, the hospital has some regulations on who can just show up in a princess costume. So I started doing some research about how I would be able to get more involved and reach as many children as possible with whatever princess or character they wanted to see. And that's how I stumbled across the Miss America organization. So I competed my first year for Miss Texas Outstanding Teen as Miss Tyler's Outstanding Teen. That's my hometown. And I didn't win a local preliminary competition or anything like that. I was just an at-large festival title holder from some other talent competitions that I had won, made me eligible to compete in the program. And I was so fortunate to place first runner-up that year, as well as win a rookie talent and fitness award. So I knew that I absolutely wanted to come back. I actually was able to go and watch Miss America's Teen that summer and support the amazing Stephanie Went, who was the Miss Texas Outstanding Teen that year. So I came back the next year, competed in Miss Dallas Teen, and won that local preliminary. And I had the great honor of serving the greater Dallas area the entire year before winning Miss Texas Outstanding Teen. And we had a very quick turnaround at that time. There was about 2.5, 3 weeks in between the state competition and the national competition. So I was still on cloud nine from winning my state competition. And I just remember going into the national competition thinking, whatever happens, happens, but I feel prepared and I'm really excited. And I was very thankful to take home the title of Miss America's Outstanding Teen 2018.
That's so amazing. So, what did prep those 2 years of competing look like for you? Did you have a mindset or a strategy that you think really helped you excel in the organization?
Absolutely. I would say the key prep that occurred for me was surrounding myself with people who encouraged me to always be bettering myself. And what I mean by that is my local directors, my family, my friends, my sister queens in the competition as well were always so supportive. And knowing that I didn't have much of a background in the pageant world were very encouraging. And it just made me want to work that much harder because I was truly doing it for them. Yes, I was the one on stage. Yes, I was the one in the dress. But behind all of that was the village of people that just I was so proud to represent. So the majority of the prep that I did was mental because obviously in an organization like this, it's not about you. It's about how many lives you can touch and the people around you. And sometimes that can take a lot of energy. It can take a lot of time. So the most important thing is keeping yourself as mentally healthy as possible and knowing where and when to direct your time and attention. So that was the biggest part of my prep. And of course, physical prep is always huge too, because I always feel like you can't perform your best unless your body feels your best. So just staying on top of my nutrition, my sleep, again, mental health, things like that, taking breaks from social media. That's the type of prep that I think really has the biggest impact on your competition presence.
Absolutely. I'd love to know what your favorite moment from your year as Miss America's Outstanding Teen was and what made it so special.
Of course. Okay, I love talking about this. So when I was Miss America's Outstanding Teen, the organization was partnered with Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and I had the opportunity to visit several of the hospitals and participate in the Seacrest Studios, which is founded by Ryan Seacrest. It's basically a radio station that broadcasts throughout the children's rooms in the hospital. So it's a great way for the kids to stay entertained, meet some of their favorite characters on the show, and still feel like they're as connected as possible to the world outside of the walls of the hospital. So I visited a CMN hospital in Franklin, Tennessee, and Nashville, Tennessee, over the course of a week or so. And at one of those hospitals, I met a little girl named Oakley who was struggling with leukemia. And she was just the most precious girl. And when I came in and I had my crown and sash on, I could see her watching from outside of the clear door, and I was like, she should come in here. Like, I need a co-host. I mean, what's going on? We got to get this girl in here. This is going to be the best time ever. And thankfully, she was a huge Elsa fan, so we had to sing lots of Frozen for everyone to hear, and it was such an inspiring moment because it really put into perspective why we do what we do in this organization, because being able to see the one-on-one impact, even if it's only one child, it's so huge, the difference that it can make in their life, their demeanor, their experience being in the hospital, which is, not something that every child does. And it was just something I'll never forget. And I'm happy to report that I've kept in touch with Oakley, stayed following with her, and she is now cancer free. So I love telling that story because it's one of those things where from the outside it looks like a title holder or a celebrity of some sort or a character like Elsa coming and brightening up a kid's day, making an impact on them. But in reality, as I'm sure you know, they have just as big of an impact on us just by being in the same room as all of their strength and resilience and ability to remain so happy and cheerful through the craziest of circumstances. So that was definitely the highlight of my year by far.
That's so sweet. It's stories like that I think really keep the Miss America opportunity as relevant as it is the lives that we can touch. That's so cool. Let's see here. Do you want to share a little bit more about what your service initiative was? Or I think it was called a platform back then when you were competing.
Yes, absolutely. So is it CSI? Is that
CSI now? Yeah.
Community Service Initiative? Okay, perfect. So my community service initiative back when I was competing was called Check Yes for Life. And it's a program that I founded in partnership with Donate Life Texas, which eventually expanded to Donate Life America, to encourage teens who are getting their driver's license to check that little box that registers them to be an organ donor in the case of the worst. This organization and just this entire platform was so meaningful to me because I had a lot of personal relations to it. When I was in high school, my brother had a really close friend. She was a good family friend who passed away in a car accident when she was just 18. And it was, of course, a very tragic situation that affected our entire community. However, she had made the decision when she got her driver's license to register as an organ donor. Oh, sorry about that. To register as an organ donor. And through that decision, she was able to save 8 people's lives directly and impact those of several through the donations of her eyes, her skin, things that burn victims can really benefit from. And that impact that she made a lasting difference in the life of her family because they were able to see her light continuing to shine on in the world. And it just served as a great reminder that she's not gone. She's just living through all of us. So that's part of how I developed my program, Check Yes for Life. And I had some amazing experiences throughout my years Miss America Teen. I actually met with the Department of Transportation in Washington, D.C. to increase education about organ donation because there can be a lot of myths. It's not something you hear talked about all the time. And I wanted to debunk those myths as soon as possible so that everyone could feel as informed and as ready to sign up as possible when they go in to get their driver's license and are asked that little question.
That's incredible. Let's see here. What else do I have? I know that your talent was singing while you were competing, and I know that's been a passion as I follow you on social media throughout the years. So what is your journey in singing looked like? Where did that all start?
Definitely. Yeah. So it actually goes hand in hand with my Miss America experience because I started singing classically when I was about 11 years old. My voice teacher said, let's introduce you to some Mozart and just see where it goes. And it went very well. And I was, like I said, I was homeschooled when I first found the Miss America opportunity, but I really wanted to go out there and compete for scholarships and show my passion and learn from competition opportunities. And a lot of them I wasn't necessarily prepared for in terms of where I was with my voice at the time. And the Miss America opportunity really stood out to me because of that, because it provided all of the things I was looking for, including the scholarship, including the performance opportunity, and including the opportunity to sing at other events. I've actually had the ability while I've been at UCLA to sing the national anthem for several basketball games and recently for graduation, which was so fun. And that's one of those skills that I feel like I wouldn't have been able to develop had it not been for the organization saying, hey, come and sing the national anthem at this game or for this competition. And it really helped me build a lot of those skills. So I'm still singing, even though I did just graduate with a degree in vocal performance. And then my minor is in music industry. I'm actually getting ready to release some new music very soon. So stay tuned for that. But I am still singing and it is still a huge part of my life. And I hope to encourage all of the young people competing in this organization or considering pursuing a degree in music or the arts to absolutely go for it, because even though the path might not always be super visible, it's always going to fit perfectly with your journey. So
That's amazing. Let's see here. What else? I know through social media as well that you were on the UCLA cheer team. What was that experience like?
yes, that experience was amazing. It was definitely one of my favorite aspects about going to UCLA. I had done some cheerleading in middle school and when I was younger, and I always loved it, but it didn't necessarily align with what I wanted to do in the arts. So, and I attended an arts high school where we didn't have any sports or anything really to cheer for. So when I got to UCLA, my first 2 years were in the peak of COVID, so there weren't really any football games that were going on per se, and I didn't necessarily see that as being the time to try out. I just decided to focus on school instead. But as my junior year as my junior year rolled around, I kind of decided, why not just give it a shot? And the worst they can say is no. That's one of my favorite things that I think so many people forget about sometimes is you have to try for things that even if they seem way out of reach, because literally the worst anyone could ever say is no. And thankfully for me, in my case, though, they did say yes. So I was super honored and I had a great time cheering at the famous Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And like I said, getting to sing for so many games in my uniform was always so much fun. And it just really showed me that sense of community at UCLA, which can be hard to find sometimes at a school that large. And it really gave me back that sense of being in the Miss America organization like I had been in the past, with constantly being surrounded by supporters and sister queens and things like that. My teammates made me feel like that every day, and so I'm really grateful that I was able to have that opportunity for 2 years.
That's so awesome. Let's see what else. So now that you have finished your time at UCLA, what's next for you?
Okay, that's a great question. We're still figuring that out, but a little. Some of the things we're thinking about. I do want to attend grad school. I really want to pursue a career in music. Right now, I am working doing social media for some companies and just getting my foot in the door out here in LA, meeting some people. I love California. I was so excited when you reached out to me because I've just had the best time living here for the past 4 years, and I'm hoping to stay in California for a little bit longer. So that's the plan. I really want to just keep doing what I do every day that I hope will inspire someone to some degree to just pursue the arts, pursue any type of career, even if it doesn't seem like the best decision or the most financial decision. I just think that it's so important to realize that if you don't give things a shot, you might spend time wishing that you had. So while I'm out here, I'm just going to continue deciding about school. I really want to go to grad school. I'm going to take some voice lessons, figure out where might be a good fit, hopefully still in California. And just keep working on my craft and getting to know as many people as possible.
That's so great. Switching back to more of a Miss America side of everything. So as you probably know through social media, a lot of us girls are preparing now for nationals in December, January time. What advice do you have for all the state title holders that will be competing?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, and of course, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but congratulations to you
Thank
and
you.
all of the other state title holders. That's just such a huge accomplishment, as I'm sure you know. It will be so much fun at the national competition. The best advice I would offer is to not let anything get too far deep in your head. Everyone else around you is feeling the same pressure, excitement, fear, and joy. So it can be a little difficult sometimes to recognize what emotions are yours versus just reflecting on the people around you, since you will be surrounded by so many people. So I would just say stay focused, prepare yourself mentally, so that you're able to keep your calm in crazy situations and know when it's time to work and be energetic. And I think that'll be the best way for you to feel like you really gave it your all and can come home feeling so happy with how you performed at the national competition.
That's great advice. Let's see. I think we're about ready to wrap up. Where can people follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at London Hibbs, just my name altogether. And of course, don't forget to follow the Miss California's Teen Instagram and the lovely Keira. And yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned. I would love to make a return to the Miss America organization at some point in time. If that's in the future for me, we will see. But yeah, it was an honor being here. I always love getting to talk to current title holders because it just reminds me so much of why we do this organization and the future of the next title holders and what they stand for and what they represent. And you're just so beautiful, and it's so great to see everyone on social media just growing every day and working so hard for the things that they're passionate about. So congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. It's been such an honor to have you on here today. And, if you decide to come back and compete, we'd love to have you in California.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you to our audience. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.